Today, I want to talk about an incredible, simple technique to understand how AI really thinks. It's called Socratic Dialogue. Socrates changed a lot in my life. I started reading Socrates Dialogues when I was in high school. As you know, we know Socrates' thoughts through Plato. He has never written a book, but the Plato makes him speak with Socratic dialogues in all of his books. Socrates says, we already know everything. Someone just needs to remind us that we know. So the information is here in our brains, but it needs to be revealed. If you learn something with questions, you never forget it. But someone dictates an information to you, you usually forget within days, sometimes within hours. Socrates is giving an example. He's asking to one of his students, what does courage mean? Let me ask you, think about it. What's courage? What does it mean? I'll give a few seconds.
What is courage?
Lots of ideas around, right? And the student answers. He says, not to be afraid of anything.
What is courage?
To fear nothing, master.
Socrates says, really? All right. What about harming someone? Or harming yourself? To put your life in risk for nothing at all? Is it still like the courage?
Should a man not fear harming the innocent or dying for nothing?
Student thinks and says, no, of course not. Then what is the courage? The student thinks and says, yeah, you're right. We should be afraid of doing these things.
I suppose we should fear those things.
Then perhaps courage is knowing what to fear and what not to fear?
Courage is wisdom about danger itself.
Courage is knowing what to be afraid of, what not to be afraid of. And isn't the thing in our life? Fear is not bad at all. Fear is bad without wisdom. If we know what to fear, what not to fear, then this is the real wisdom. Courage is being able to walk with acceptance of the fear. Because some people fear and they run. And some people fear but they still walk. And they get through this fear. Why am I telling you this? Actually, this is exactly how LLMs work. In technical way, we call it chain of thoughts. Asks themselves if they are making a mistake. If making a mistake, if there is an error, try to identify it and just get rid of the mistake and reveal the truth. This is how AI works. This is how dialogue works. This is how logic works. It's always worked this way. This is important because when we think how AI thinks, we can just minimize the hallucinations. So I will show you a very easy way to get the best result by just doing two things. Create a project and instruct that project. Is come here to projects and click on new project. Let's call it Socratic Prompt. And then create the project. Next step is go to this project, Socratic Prompt, and click on three dots here on the top right of the screen. Edit project, edit instructions, and use this instruction.
At every step, first scrutinize your own answer. Ask yourself, what assumption is this answer based on? Is that assumption valid? Proceed in this way to build the most robust logical structure on the topic.
When I ask what is happiness, as you see, instead of giving me a straight answer, I can see how AI thinks. It says happiness can be understood in several ways, depending on what assumption we start from. Let's build step by step, blah blah blah. If we assume happiness is an emotion, the happiness is a temporary feeling or pleasure, joy, or blah blah. Happiness is a state of mind. The happiness is a stable internal condition. If we assume happiness is tied to the meaning, then happiness comes from living in alignment with one's values and purpose. Integrating the views. Happiness is a balanced state where emotion, mind, and meaning align, a harmony between feeling good, thinking clearly, and living purposefully. As you see, instead of giving me a straight answer, I can see here how it's questioning itself, what it asks and answers, and this way I can reveal and understand how AI works. So what does happen when I understand how AI works? When I see the reasoning behind it, because that's a kind of, usually it's a black box, we cannot understand how they think, then I can ask in the right way, because now I understand, I know that's how AI works. It's eliminating the errors and trying to find the right information, as Socratic Dialogue does. You can definitely create a prompt like this. It's just a project. It can stay there and you can ask some questions to this prompt. You don't need to ask everything. You don't need to ask technical questions, how I can actually cook chicken, blah, blah. But you can ask like ethical questions, philosophical questions, business strategy decisions, and good growth ideas, visionary stuff. If you want to deep dive into it and to reveal how AI thinks, when you see how it thinks, then you can definitely write better prompts. I've never seen actually a content like this before and I use it a lot. I hope it helps you. Excuse my English, I'm not a native speaker. I've been living in London for 6 years now, but you can never change your accent completely after a certain age. I hope it's understandable. If you have comments about it, just help me, let me know. I'm reading all the comments all the time. I hope this helps you. And if that's the case, please subscribe. Actually, I just want to talk about why I'm creating content about AI. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business, a startup in London. And I woke up and said 3 years ago, if I don't get advanced, improve my skills about AI, I won't be able to compete. So it's not kind of like just the content for me. I really do these things and it helped me get maybe at least 10 times more efficient since 2022. So I said, there are not so many information around. There are not so many videos around. So I just started to create videos first in my own language, and I have a lot of subscribers there. I started to educate companies, give courses to international companies, and I said I should actually try to do it in English because I'm sure it will help a lot of people in English, because it's not only English native speakers listening to YouTube videos in English. All the world around actually using subtitles and trying to understand, trying to improve themselves, improve their AI skills. So that's why I decided I should give it a try. It's brand new. It's been like a couple of weeks now. So if we just walk together in this journey, I really highly appreciate that. I hope it's been helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe, that's the biggest support. And if you liked it, like it so other people that are interested in AI can see this video and let me know what you think. See you in the next video. Goodbye.